Thanks so much, Miriam and Luke, and thank you all for coming this morning. Welcome to our service, and if you're joining us at home, a special welcome to you as well. Before we get into our worship any further, I just want to remind you of a few safety ideas just to keep in mind, and just to remind you to keep your mask on at all times. That's above your nose, below your chin, at all times, including singing, coughing, or identifying yourself. Also, please remember to keep your social distance, to sanitize, and if you need the washroom, down the center aisle to the left, and then when you re-enter the sanctuary, up the side aisle. Also, the offering, if you want to participate in our offering at MacNab, you can do so as you leave the service. And just a friendly reminder that we had a bit of a short month in January, and we're looking to hopefully make that up and be back on track by the beginning of February. We ask you to prayerfully consider your part in participating in our offerings. Also, next week is Communion Sunday. But for the last 2 years, we have been doing communion online, and that will continue. It's just simply not something that's feasible to be handing the trays out, to be taking our masks off, to be eating and drinking together. So there will be an online communion service next week on the website or on our Facebook page if you want to access that. But during the sermon, I want to unpack with you a little bit more about communion next week. And communion is really a function that we do together. And communion is symbolic. It's one thing that we do. But I want to talk about and explore how that spirit of communion should take hold of our entire community every single day of the week. So that's what our sermon is going to be about next week. Everything will be the same in here. And if you want to participate in communion, you can do so at home online. Christina usually talks about the small groups, and they are ongoing, and the information is in the weekly newsletter, and also Christina's garden parties that take place on Wednesdays. Yes, Wednesdays, new time, 10 a.m. So if you're planning to come to that, and once again, all the details are in the newsletter, but 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. And last but not least, if you are not getting my weekly email updates, please write me at macnabstreet@gmail.com. Every week you get a load of information about what's happening around MacNab, and we do that so we don't take a lot of time in these services. We're going to continue now with our gathering band leading us in worship. And you may notice, and we sent this out as well, that we're not using the plexiglass anymore. We're adequately distanced in order to be able to worship safely. But you may be wondering, you've got 3 singers all standing together singing without masks. Well, they're all from the same house. So they all belong in the same household, so all is safe. And I'm going to just turn it over to Miriam and the gathering band to lead us in worship.
Let's stand together to sing our first hymn, Glory Be to God the Father.